This is my audience.
Hi.
Hello. So it's my sound?
That's it.
Oh.
How many people annually do you think die from prescription drugs? 32,000 deaths annually come from prescription drugs. Approximately 4 million Americans are reported using prescription drugs for non-medical purposes. This is from the year 1999. How many people annually do you think die from firearm use? 29,000 annual deaths happen from firearm use. How many people do you think die annually from alcohol overdose? 85,000 deaths happen annually from alcohol overdose.
Why?
How many people do you think die from using tobacco, things such as smoking and chewing, the average year? 435,000 deaths happen annually from tobacco product use. How many of you think that marijuana is a deadly drug to use? How many deaths do you think happen annually from marijuana use? This answer is probably staggering to you. The answer is actually 0. No deaths have ever been reported because of overdose and marijuana use in the United States.
Makes you go on to other drugs.
Gosh.
I got a thing here from The Lancet, which is a prestigious European medical journal. It states that smoking of cannabis, even long-term, is not harmful to health. It would be reasonable to judge cannabis as less of a threat than alcohol or tobacco. So why is there a need for marijuana to be legalized in the United States? First, I'll say what exactly is marijuana. It is a dried leaf of the cannabis plant. It can be either smoked or eaten for the person to maintain a high. The most dangerous part is actually not marijuana itself, but it's the chemicals the different dealers on the streets can use. That's the most dangerous part. Another reason we need to legalize it is because of overcrowding of jails because of marijuana convictions. Jails are releasing people because of overcrowding, some that have way worse offenses than just smoking occasional marijuana now and then. Citizens pay thousands and thousands of dollars in tax every year just to keep these people locked up when there's people doing much higher crimes than just smoking marijuana. I got this from Working to Reform Marijuana Laws. It says the state would reduce its criminal justice expenditures by $120.6 million per year, $68.5 million in courts, and $40.3 in police in just 1 year if they legalize marijuana. There's also many different health benefits. Several states have already made it legal to smoke marijuana for medical purposes if you get it prescribed by a doctor. Some of these states are California, Colorado, Washington, and Oregon. Mainly the whole West Coast. So it goes from Central to East Coast every once in a while. The main thing that's the health benefit of it is actually not the marijuana itself, but the THC. It acts as a pain reducer for people that have cancer and they go on chemotherapy. It reduces the pain when they smoke it, and for other diseases that can cause lots of pain. What can we do as citizens to legalize marijuana? Unfortunately, there isn't much we can do right now because all of it deals with the government. We can inform people about the subject and let them know when it's going to be on different ballots in different states, though, so they can go vote yes and legalize it. That's the best thing we can do at the moment right now, though. An example of this happened in California. It's called Prop 19. It would have made it legal for adults to possess up to 1 ounce legally of marijuana. Legal protection for the estimate 3.3 million Californians who are currently using marijuana. Unfortunately, this did not pass, but it shows an example of them trying to get it to pass. Imagine if there was a way to pay less taxes, help get the country out of debt, and would you not want to do this? An example I'll give you is when I went to Europe a few years back. I went to a country called the Netherlands. I went to a city in it called Amsterdam. A lot of people think marijuana use there is legal, but that's actually a lie. It's not. They deal with it. The cops don't mind. You're allowed to use it, but it actually is not legal there. And a stat I have for you is people in Amsterdam are rated actually one of the happiest people in the world. And most people would think that's probably because they're high all the time. Actually, no. And they're also one of the most productive people in the whole entire world. I have a chart right here. It shows. It compares the United States to the Netherlands. It says lifetime prevalence of marijuana use of ages 12 and up. The United States is 36.9%. Netherlands is only 17%. Lifetime prevalence of heroin use. United States, 1.4%. Netherlands, only 0.4%. And the incarceration rate per 100,000 population in the United States is 701. The Netherlands, 100. The homicide rate per 100,000 population in the United States, 5.56. The Netherlands, only 1.51. This shows the people that think people use a lot of marijuana at that it's a dangerous city, there's a lot of crime. That shows that that's not true. The crime rate there is the lowest, people are as happy as they can be, and everything like that. The United States can also regulate the use of marijuana. It can produce tons of tax money for the whole entire country. There's things called sin taxes, which we put right now on alcohol and tobacco products, which create a lot of tax money for the United States government. This can also create tons of sin taxes for here. It will also create jobs. If they legalize it here, people will use it, so we also need people growing it for the government. This will also create less crime on the streets. People will think I might be crazy by saying this, but if they legalize it, it will be grown by the government, and people will buy it from the government. That takes the people off the street selling it, and it will reduce the crime rate. In conclusion, hopefully I've convinced you that marijuana should be legalized. Marijuana is less harmful than most drugs. The things we can do to legalize it, and there's a way to help get us out of debt. To conclude, I would like you to remember that marijuana can only cause short-term memory loss. Alcohol and many other legal drugs will have the exact same effect. Why are these other drugs legal? Thank you for listening to my speech, and have a good day.